All right, we're back again. Halloween edition of the League Marshall Week 8 preview. We're just about the halfway point of the real season, past the halfway point of the regular season for the Fantasy League. Here with Ovi. Made time for us again this week. How's it going?
Good, man. I wish I could have been a hamburger, but I don't have that availability. So thank you for the costume. Thanks for bringing that.
Next time, next year. I would have let you warn this again. For sitting Tom Brady and losing by like 3 or 6 points. But
I mean, I'm gonna blame that on Jerick McKinnon. I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna blame it on Kyle Shanahan for fucking not telling anybody that he's not playing. And then Jerick McKinnon projected fucking 12 points to get 0.
Zero. Takes that.
But I mean, yeah, the whole Raiders offensive line had COVID, so I figured there's a chance they're not gonna play the game. But apparently they're just playing through that now, which is good. But sucked for me last week. Obviously, it sucks losing when I had the second most points in the league. Tied.
You dropped the second round, then you benched him for Carson Wentz. It looks good on Thursday.
I didn't think they were playing.
It looked good on Thursday.
I know.
You could have picked someone else up that played though on like Sunday. And then if Brady doesn't play, you play the other guy.
I could have, yeah. I mean, 28 is still a good number from Wentz.
It's not bad. What did Brady have though? Like 36, and you lost by 6.
Yep, lost by 3.
3, even better. All right. Speaking of last week, run through the prizes. I still can't win $1.
No, you haven't won yet. We had some new winners though. Kloss won with the most points, obviously against me. It's 4th time this year out of 7 weeks that the most points have been scored against me. But we'll table that for a later discussion. Losing team with the most points obviously was me. Most passing.
That was a bad beat.
Yeah,
that game killed me. I should have had most points. I thought I was finally gonna get $30, and then your matchup just goes banana land.
Yeah. Well, you lost by 3 to Kloss for the most points. Yeah. Most passing yards is Bracken. COVID-19, 406. Joe Burrow.
Yeah, good start.
That game kind of broke out in the second half. And most receptions, Kloss and I, in our matchup, oddly enough, tied 34, which was weird because last time 15. We had a tie with receptions as well.
15 from Lockett in the Sunday night game to sneak you back in that contest.
That helps.
That helps. What do we got coming up next week?
So next week, we got biggest blowout. It's the first time this year we've had that. So that'll be interesting. Who knows? We'll see if the team with the most points can win the biggest blowout too. So maybe somebody can get a double dip. And then the other one's most sacks. Last time, most sacks, Justin won with 6. So it's a high number. A lot of sacks.
Yeah. I actually picked up Tampa last week looking ahead to this contest just because the Giants.
Oh, yeah, for the Giants. Well, there you go.
Tampa. All right, we'll jump into power rankings. So we only had 2 votes, obviously, this week. League separated a little bit, but I mean, it's as much as it can. There's how many teams that are 3 and 4, 4 and 3. So I'm sure next week everyone will be 4 and 4, and we'll be back to where we were like 4 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got some consistency at the top, and then down low we kind of got all over the place. But number 1 again, even coming off a loss, we got I Am the Liquor. I even looked at the team and tried to see if I could make a case against not putting him at number 1, but he just got Dalvin Cook back. James Robinson's off this week, but he looks like he's just a locked-in RB1. Kareem Hunt's a stud still. Mike Evans is good now that Godwin's going to be hurt. George Kittle. So I've got him up at number 1. And he did too.
I had him at 1 as well. This is the thing I was talking about last week. I was playing against Big Dick Nick, and I didn't want to put him 12, even though I wanted to, but I didn't want to put him 12 because I knew I was playing against him. If I put him 12, I was going to lose. Obviously, ended up losing. So I'm playing I Am the Liquor this week. So I'm going to put him at 1. I'm going to butter him up, get him as comfortable as he can up there, make him seem as good as he is. But no, I mean, he really does probably have the best team top to bottom. Yeah, I mean, Josh Allen, obviously, he's been a beast at quarterback. So we'll see what happens. Herbert. He's got a thick lineup.
Yeah, Herbert on the bench. I don't know why he's got Cam Newton still. You should not own a Patriot. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver. Defense, you can make an argument depending on matchup, but like, God, they are horrible.
I mean, do we want to touch on that real quick? I mean, it's only taken, we know where we stand, but it's taken 7 weeks and the Patriots train is completely off the tracks.
Gilmore's probably getting traded. He's selling his house. Wouldn't be shocked if Edelman's getting traded out with a knee injury.
I think we've seen Edelman's last day. as a
wouldn't
Patriot.
be-
I think we've seen his
yeah.
last game. He's done.
Yeah, and then
33 years old.
it depends where he signs. He could be done after like another year.
So funny, the Gilmore thing. Like, that's just, you put your house on the market and everybody's like, oh, like, you moving? Like, it's pretty obvious. Like, that's public knowledge.
Like, oh no, I'm just gonna rent closer to the stadium.
And his offers, somebody called in. They were talking about on the radio today. His offers on his house are due by Tuesday at 5 o'clock, which is 1 hour after the trade deadline's over.
It's like,
So it's like, all
right,
right, get those in, guys, because I'm fucking out of here.
He doesn't want to spend a
Wild,
second there longer than he's got to.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, as far as fantasy is concerned, even the defense isn't ownable. Does anybody even play in the defense? Like, you would have thought that would have been possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Like,
guess, but that's it.
I mean, they had Gilmore. They get the turnovers. Winovich, however you say his name, was getting pressure early on, but they didn't do much last week. They haven't done much lately.
Ugly.
I think who are they even playing this week?
Buffalo.
Yeah, probably not starting them against them. Yeah, there's no one. You can't even start James White. You can't start Damian Harris.
Any of the running backs are trash.
Edelman's a free agent.
That happened fast, huh? Whew.
Quick.
Man.
But all right, yeah, that's Justin. Number 2, we've got the first place team. Just knocked him off the top spot. We got the Bearded Clam. Like I said, I looked at it, tried to see if I can make a case just to switch it up a little bit, but I couldn't do it. Although Jeff has projected 28 points this week.
I know.
Not sure what's going on there.
What's up with the lineup? He said COVID precautions. So I don't know what he's trying to do there, but he's just making it difficult on us here.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Rojo's been solid. He's got Zeke, but I don't know how we're feeling about Zeke, especially with the third string quarterback now. Zeke's the kind of guy that, like, he could check out.
He could check out, but
the only thing that's saving him is that the division sucks.
Yeah, they're in the playoff hunt with Giovanni Tomazzi, whoever their fucking quarterback is.
But like, does Zeke? Giovanni Tomazzi. But does Zeke care now that like Dak's out? Like, I feel like he's like, fuck it. I don't know. Like,
I think he still wants to like win a few games. I see. I'm a little worried about Rojo with Fournette coming back. Like, Rojo can't catch the ball.
Dobbins had a nice game for him last week.
Yeah, this is a big week for Dobbins though. Like, with Ingram out, if Dobbins isn't good this week, then I don't think you're gonna have anything in him. But I think Will Fuller's like actually a good player now. Like, you can count on him. He's on bye this week, but you can plug and play him.
There are some trade talks with him too.
Yeah, Green Bay. That wouldn't be the worst thing.
No, definitely not. That would be nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is like lightning in a bottle. This is like Jeff hasn't been up here for this long. This is like, I don't know, fucking Butler going to the final. Like, how long can he ride it out? Like, how long can he take this?
I mean, the Landry trade looks a lot better with no Beckham. Like, he could get 12 targets, 13 targets a week now. And Edmonds is taking over that job. I don't think Drake's taking that thing back.
Yeah, it's tough that they had the bye because that was like a perfect time for Edmonds to show up. Of course, so Drake gets a free week of rest. But yeah, I mean, only team 5-2, so you can't really knock them.
Yep. All right, next up we got Hunt. Hunt's been top 3 for a while. He's got, the number 1 running back in football right now, the number 1 wide receiver in football right now. Gronk's looking not old Gronk, but he's like, he looks pretty good now.
Touchdown 2 straight games, but I mean,
he could have had another 30-yard touchdown if it wasn't like a diving deflection by one of the D-backs. He's getting targets. Tom loves the back shoulder to the left side of the end zone. That looks like once a week that's going.
I think even with Antonio Brown, he'll at least still get end zone targets. I would think with Gronk. I mean, Tom feels comfortable with him down there, obviously.
I'm not. And how long is Brown going to stay on the team this time? When's the last time he was on a team? Like 4 weeks or more.
It's going to take. He's not really going to be into the team until 3 or 4 more weeks at least.
Yeah, and I mean, I hope it works out as a Tampa Bay backer this year. Every which way you can bet him, future wise. But Crowder's putting up points. Mike Davis, he gets another week out of that. Gibson isn't horrible. Carson's hurt, but he'll be back.
I mean, there was a moment in time where he was like rolling with all these big backs, and I know he's got Kamara, he's the top, but Mike Davis said that
traded him for the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy. He's on bye.
Yeah.
He's in a tough spot.
Carson got hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, he got rid of some depth, but you kind of have to as the season goes on.
I was thinking he was going to take Hyde because he has the first waiver, but he didn't. He didn't go that route. So
I'd start now.
Is he? He's out
He
too.
might not even play.
I didn't catch that. Well, so much for that. So yeah, I mean, he's been right up there all year though.
Yep. 4-3 in third place. He's got a big lead on everyone else who's 4-3, so it's almost like a game.
He's second on points too.
Yeah, and that's huge tiebreaker wise.
Yep.
All right. Next up, we both had this team at number 5, but they come in at number 4. The money team showed up in a big spot last week. A little patchwork running back. Hasty projected 0, just shattered it 6.5. Aaron Rodgers was back. DJ Moore was catching touchdowns. I think there was like a 15-minute span where everyone on my team got a touchdown again, and we started feeling pretty good then.
Touch on your trades.
Oh yeah, some big moves.
Made a couple of two moves this week.
Yeah, let me pull up my team so I can remember what I have.
You got finally Bracken talked you into Robert Woods. He's been trying to trade him like fuck.
So
sell him for anything.
I'm high on Moore. Obviously, I drafted him pretty early, and I like him a lot more than Woods. But a lot of the experts have it like pretty even. And then I was hoping to steal a week of Gio, like bridge this week to McCaffrey next week with Gio. So I need Mixon to not play. Counting on that. But then I just traded Sanders for Kelsey. If I could get Kelsey or Kittle, like one of the two top dogs, I think just too much to pass up on. That's who I wanted. Cody took him one spot ahead of me when I took Connors. So in a roundabout way, like we finally got there, like week 8.
Yeah,
we got our man.
It's funny because I've been hitting Cody up about it too. So it was funny. We were in the middle of it today too, and he was like, I'm sending him to Bryce. Fuck.
Out of the blue, I've sent some trades probably once a week for Kelsey the last few weeks. Yeah. Out of the blue, I see like a trade offer, and usually when you get a trade offer, it's dog shit. And I thought Kelsey was like, So
I offered him Henderson and McKinnon, which I'm surprised he didn't take because we talked about it. He was like, I'm getting Sanders. And I don't know about that, but we'll see how time tells. But I mean, I think Henderson and McKinnon is a better deal, but obviously like was up to his judgment.
I mean, McKinnon, is he running back 6 now?
Well, he was on rest last week. He's on rest, so he's good now. He's in the LeBron James treatment. He just took the last game off, but he's back now.
Yeah. So technically, though, like last week, he was behind Coleman and Mostert, who are out. Then he was behind Wilson. Like, okay. And then you see Wilson go out. You're gonna be like, oh, McKinnon's gonna kill it like second half. Then Hasty comes in.
Yeah. I mean, Henderson's got more points than Sanders this year, but hey,
Sanders.
People like Sanders because he's like, I don't know, he's on the Eagles, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I mean, if he can stay healthy, he's good. But I need to get healthy. That's a lot of these trades are counting on getting healthy. But so we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we've got Dave, who I actually had at number 4. You had him at 7. Playing him this week, big matchup. He's projected a big number. Let me go ahead and just pull up his team.
Yeah, 115.
So I really like his team on paper, and I like his team. Gurley stinks, but ride it till the wheels fall off. Connor, I like. Galladay and Hill are studs. Patrick Mahomes. I think last week was just a weird game with the weather, the defensive touchdown.
Yeah.
Those guys aren't going to score low.
No, yeah, this is tough climate and whatnot. But I mean, how do we feel about Cooper? He's kind of been a tough stretch for him.
I think he'll be fine with Dalton, but who knows what this guy is.
I'm surprised they haven't picked somebody up like Bortles or I don't know, anybody. There's so many quarterbacks out there. Like, why not even trade for like Darnold or something if they could?
Yeah. I mean, if you don't think
probably
fix him a little bit too if he's on the Jets.
That's what I mean. Like they could try probably. I mean, what is Darnold's value at this point? A third?
Can't be much. Yeah.
Fourth? Like why not shoot that out? You know the Jets are tanking. I don't know, but they're gonna go with fucking Giovanni Carmazzi.
I guess you don't want to give much because they're counting on Dak coming back and being fine, and then paying him like $3 billion. But yeah, no, I think Dave's still got a good team. I got him at number 4. It's a clusterfuck in the middle. Basically, whoever sneaks in and I feel like this year, especially like healthy, COVID free, and like doesn't have games canceled, it's going to be a weird playoff.
I mean, Mahomes and Hill is a good double dip. There's the Patriots defense down there.
Yeah.
But Ingram is Ingram getting some life recently? Not
He looks
really.
better. No, I don't know. I saw like one play on
Yeah.
red zone. He looked quick.
He looked quick after that one play. He's his game high of 9 this year.
Yeah.
Just brutal. But I mean, obviously you got to ride it out at this point. Just hope that, he's going to break out at some point. So
Yeah.
we'll see with that.
Yeah.
But
Yep. Next up, we've got the biggest difference in our rankings on the week. Number 6, Shiva. I had him at 10. You had him at 4. So I'll let you lead us off on
whew, 4. And I think his points are low. His points are real low.
real
like
low.
230 behind I'm a Liquor, who's the highest. But I did say last week's show that I felt good about Shiva's team. I said he was on a come up.
93 a week. I mean, he won with, how many points did he win with?
Like 76 or something like that. I mean, he played.
It's not like a come up. Like if he had a big week, we move him up. Okay.
A win's a win. Yeah, I know. I would have literally beat him by 60 last week.
Yeah. But you
I almost doubled him up last week and I lost.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not really a come up, but I said I felt good about his team and he won. You can only play the guys in your schedule. A win's a win. Fuck it. But I mean, I'll lead it off. Josh Jacobs has been quiet recently, or last week he was. So he had a 20-point before that, but he's been on and off, hit or miss. Jonathan Taylor's been solid. He was on a bye last week, so that was part of the reason he scored low. Same with Mark Andrews. I mean, I just think quarterback to tight end, he's solid. He can figure out something in the flex there. Ty has been a letdown, but he can play with that position a little bit. I just think, Robinson, Jones, Jacobs, Taylor, that 4 right there is almost as good as.
No, I get it.
About any team out there.
And Jones looks like, we'll see tonight. They play in an hour and a half. He looks like he's back. That offense, it scares me tonight. Like, I forgot I had Ridley going. It's like raining and windy as hell. So not the best for those two guys.
Oh, good to know. I haven't put anything in yet.
Yeah, it might be a Gurley game. Gurley's probably going to go off for like 200 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, I just had him lower just from the output standpoint. And like, I know he's got guys coming off. Jacobs a little injured. He'll be okay, but I don't think he is what we thought. Like 2 weeks in, it was like, oh, Jacobs is going like. But Robinson needs better play out of Foles. Foles is looking worse than Trubisky right now.
Yeah.
But Jones and Robinson, that's a hell of a combo there. He's got depth. I just thought it was funny. You moved him up like 8 spots from last week after he scored 76 points.
I mean, hey, I didn't, I'm doing it on the fly here. I'm just doing it by my feelings. I don't think about last week. I'm thinking right now. This is how I feel. And it's getting to the time of year where it doesn't, I mean, shouldn't say it yet, but like depth is becoming less and less helpful.
No,
getting to the point where you just need a starting lineup.
You got to take a chance and consolidate, and that's what I've been trying to do some. But then you get some injuries, and it's like, fuck, I'm starting Hasty.
Yep.
A guy who Yahoo didn't know who he was until this week.
Exactly.
But yeah, and I think these are the spots where, like, if someone was 10 or maybe not 4, but like 5, 6, it's kind of all like you can pick and choose. And actually 6, 7, and 8 were all tied, so it went to the tiebreaker of highest vote. And so number 7 is the next one. You were tied with Jesse, so you've been 7 4 weeks in a row now. This is the lowest you've put yourself though on the season.
That's funny because when I was doing it today, I was like, man, I'm lower on my team right now, I think, than I've been in a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you had yourself at 6, and that was the lowest you've been all year.
That's funny because that was the highest scoring week I've had this year.
Ever had.
It's funny how I lose by 3, like 3.5 more points, and like the mentality of my team is like completely like I think I'm the best team in the world. I might put myself
a championship team.
Yeah. But I mean, Lockett pulling 45.5 and I lose. I mean, at least it gets me some points, and if you want to look at it that way. But
well, I mean
obviously I love Henry.
This year is coming down to a tiebreak. Like there's no chance.
It's going to come down to points. Yeah.
Yeah.
No extra teams are getting in this year. Still 6.
Tom is looking pretty damn good. The offense is clicking. They're throwing the ball up 24, throwing 1-yard touchdowns at the end. I think Godwin got hurt on that play. So maybe I wish it didn't happen, but you love to see it. Henry had a slow game, but I kind of thought so. The penetration by the Steelers defense.
It's a tough game for him, but he still punched out 14.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got, according to Yahoo, a tough schedule coming up. But Juju showed a little life, and Washington, their receiver, got hurt. The guy that had all those catches.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with him.
If Johnson could go down, you'd be cooking. Johnson all of a sudden is like the clear one there, which is pretty.
I know there's too many guys going on.
Steelers
McKinnon, obviously
unbelievable at drafting wide receivers. Like Chase Claypool would be like the best draft pick the Pats have had at wide receiver in like a decade.
Yep, absolutely. What was I seeing? I'm gonna blank on it today. I'm gonna blank on it now. We'll move on. I'll think of it. I'll bring it up if I think of it. But yeah, I mean Henderson, McKinnon, Jackson. I like those guys. Hollywood coming back. I just don't. I'm fucked on my lineup now. I just don't know who to play. But tight end position. I mean Higbee's falling off, but I'm okay with Richard Rodgers for now.
Yeah, Tim Goddard is back. He's fine. Yeah. I mean, you're in a better spot than you have been. You're right in at 3 and 4. Like, it sucks to lose that way. You would have gone from 0-3 to 4-3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm back in it regardless.
Yeah. And I know it doesn't really make you feel better today, but like 136 points coming from where you were in the point standings is huge.
Huge. Yeah. Big time.
All right. Next up, we've got the reverse of you. He stopped the slide. Was 3-0. 3-3, got the win. Team Brandon Bracken.
Stops the bleeding.
Stops the bleeding. Let me pull up his team, see what he did last week.
Well, he just did that deal with you today, so now he's got DJ Moore, Keenan Allen after that monstrous game. He's going to go with the double backs in KC, Clyde and Le'Veon. So we'll see how that works out for him. I mean, the only other backs, he's got Mostert, but he's hurt. And Eckler, who's on IR as well. So for now, he's rolling with those two guys.
If he gets Eckler back, then I think he's really fine. Keenan Allen's back to being like the Keenan Allen he has been the last 5 years, where he's like a top guy.
But you got to see what happens with Bell and Edwards. I mean, that could fuck Edwards.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you can't stop both of them. Certainly, like you're almost hoping for an injury.
Yeah,
I know he wanted to play Bell this week for the revenge game factor, and I think it's easier to be like, all right, well, I'm not going to get screwed. Like whoever the Chiefs running back is, like I'll get the point until like Darrell Williams comes in and vultures like 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's got Lamar back. Like it's almost like a tough decision now, Burrow or Lamar. I think Burrow had his best quarterback game of the year at 34. I don't think Lamar's done that yet. He got DJ Moore. He has done it once then, because I mean he has not.
No, you're right. You're right. He's got a 27, a 25, and a 27. You're right.
Yeah.
He hasn't.
He got DJ Moore, who I like. Tonight might not be the night if it's windy and rainy, but he's trending up. He's got 3 touchdowns last 3 games, bunch of yards. But yeah, so Brandon comes in at the 8th spot. Do you have anything to add to that?
This week? He doesn't have Burrow anymore. He dropped him.
Oh, did he? Well, I guess he doesn't have a decision. Probably could have traded him.
Guy makes him $25 and he just cuts him the next day.
Sick. It's a cold league. And Jonnu Smith, I actually like Jonnu Smith. I mean, he's not going to catch one pass. As far as tight ends go, he's probably above average. But that's what I've got there. All right. Number 9, we've got Matt. I had him at 7. You had him at 9. He came in at 9, below the tiebreak spot. He had tough loss for him this week. So a lot of the guys just didn't really show up. He still scored 104. Russell Wilson went off. Diggs, that was just a weird game against the Jets. They had 8 field goal attempts. It was a brutal non-cover. The Jets had 8 yards, I think, of offense in the second half, and they had 12 yards on like the first play or something like that.
It was 10-0, right?
Yeah. But then it should have been a blowout. Should have been a cover. And
like easiest live bet on the Bills. I mean, the easiest live. Yeah.
So Diggs I feel like Diggs. McLaurin's showing up every week. He could have had another touchdown. They called back, or they called him down at like the 1-inch line.
No, he's been great. I was wrong on that one. That's for sure.
Jamal Williams is a great plug-in as long as Aaron Jones is out. He needs to get his boys back though, Mixon and Jones. I think he'll shoot up as soon as he gets those guys back.
Yeah, I mean, right, with Jones being hurt, but so he's still got Hyde in there right now. He's a little banged up at the running back spot, but yeah, I mean, and Ertz hasn't done anything, and now he's on IR. So I guess you hang on to that for now.
Yeah, even if he comes back, like, who do you want, Goddard or Ertz?
Yeah, but I mean, you got the NFL MVP on your team, so I guess you kind of always got a shot with Russ.
I was like, who are we talking about? Yeah,
Russ.
Yeah, 32.
I mean, he's winning MVP.
Yeah.
Seattle stinks. Like, I mean, their receivers are good, but like the team is not good.
Russell Wilson covering up a lot, dropping 60-yard touchdowns left and right.
I just thought of the I just thought of that what you were talking about earlier with the receivers, how the Steelers draft. I saw a thing today, but how they were talking about Tom throwing touchdowns in Tampa Bay. That first year receiver Tyler Johnson out of Minnesota, he has like 3 or 4 touchdowns this year, and 2 picks before that, the Patriots took that kicker Justin Rohrwasser from Marshall.
Nice.
So they're like, hey, nice pick. Yeah, the guy who's on waivers, not even in the NFL, but we don't need a receiver.
I forget what website it was. There was 5. We're going on a tangent now of the Pats drafting, but there was 5 kickers you could bet on to be the first kicker selected. He wasn't one of them. They took him in the 4th round, or was it 4th round?
Yeah. 5th.
Yeah. 5th round. Yeah. Sorry.
Bill knows he's a smart guy. He's smarter than everybody else. He just wanted to make it known.
Good pick. Next up, we've got, what is his name? Big Dick Nick. Klaus Stone in the 10th spot. Had a huge week. Obviously, he moved up 2 spots, I think, from last week, or at least a spot. What did he do? I looked at his team because I was like, oh, he just scored that much. Like, where can I put him? But he got it all from Kyler Murray and Devontae Adams. Like, all of it.
Yeah.
Although Hawkinson actually 13.5, he looks good.
What was that play that happened in that game? Yeah.
Todd Gurley scored a touchdown when he was supposed to go down. Right.
Todd Gurley fell down. So that cost me my matchup, literally. Todd Gurley cost me my matchup.
If you didn't trade Todd Gurley, then you wouldn't have Lockett.
Well, yeah. I wouldn't have 45.5 for my receiver. But yeah, thanks Todd Gurley for making that happen. Is obviously Hawkinson got that touchdown at the end.
Yeah, I think the reason I had him low, he had Gaskin on bye. Actually, I do like Gaskin this week. But running back and the flex is just looking tough. Even wide receiver too, he's got Fulgham in there. So he's playing, I guess, John Brown, or did he cut him? AJ Green. Like, the flex and wide receiver 2 is definitely a weak spot. Which is why I have him down here.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, moving on.
Next up, we got TP43 making some moves, acquiring some running back help. Tough loss, low scoring again, which is why I think he's just staying down here. Never mind the record. 86. I thought he had Hunt. I don't know who screwed him, but he had a good shot at Hunt. Kelsey didn't do anything for him. OBJ literally got 0, and DJ Metcalf that's what it was. DJ got 3 points. That's not going to cut it.
So 3 from Metcalf and OBJ. It's just tough for him. I mean, loses Saquon, loses OBJ.
Not a lot you can do there.
So, I mean, I think that was his first 2 picks because he had the second.
No, he got Kelsey.
Kelsey and OBJ. Okay, and now he doesn't have Kelsey anymore. So his first 3 picks are not on his team anymore, which is tough. Hopefully, I mean, he needs Sanders to pull up to have any shot at coming back.
Yeah, I mean, Metcalf, he's not a 3 guy. That's just horrible luck in a high-scoring game like that. Lockett getting 20 targets is going to hurt you. I think they put Patrick Peterson on him the whole time, and he's pretty good at football. But he's got Deontay Johnson, who, if he can stay healthy, he's still got good wide receivers. He's got Sanders now. He's going to have to count on, it looks like, Montgomery, which some weeks looks okay. Didn't look okay last week, really. And Matty Ice, I don't know who he's going to go, Big Ben, Matty Ice. They're both so hit or miss.
I mean, it's better than rolling LaMichael P. Ryan and Naeem Hines at running back. So anything's an upgrade from that. So see if Sanders can bring him back into it.
Yeah, there's a big week for him coming up. And then in the basement, he was making moves the right direction, but then he put up 72. He looks like he's finally getting Michael Thomas back, but we've got Cam Newton Shooter. He probably tried to trade Claypool to everyone in the league for any player. Waller is looking good. David Johnson, not a horrible pick, but he's just like 14 is what he's getting you.
Yeah.
That can't be like your RB1.
Michael Thomas is going to play his first game maybe this week, or
maybe. Yeah, he practiced today. Second.
He played week 1, but yeah, I mean, brutal break there. Kenyon Drake had 1 good game. Yeah, I mean, not much else you can ask for, but his lineup is looking rough right now.
Yeah, and he's got no Thielen this week, or last week he had no Thielen.
First year back in the league. He needs to warm up a little. We got to give him a year to warm up, get the gears going, and then next year is his year to really perform.
Yep, let's hope so. Because he's got to be in the bottom of the win percentage now. Still time.
There is 6 weeks left. A lot can change.
That's what we got for the power rankings. We'll just touch on next week real quick. Obviously, every week seems like a big week, but could be some real separation now when you do have the 4 and 3 and the 3 and 4s. But like I said, we'll probably all be 4 and 4, so it won't even matter.
1v12 is interesting. That could, Dennis could really tighten this thing back up this week. This is his shot.
Shaking it all up.
That's like what you want when you're 2 and 5. When you're in 12th, like let me just play all the best teams because that's how I get back.
Yeah.
Like, I just gotta close that gap a little bit. So this is really Jeff's chance to. I mean, it would be so Jeff to be in first place and lose to 2 and 5 Dennis, and that just starts to snowball.
86 to like 79.
Yeah, and then Jeff finishes 6th, loses in the first round. But hey, this is his shot. Go 6 and 2. Really increase his lead.
Yep. So my matchup, we got me versus Dave. Big matchup. He's projected a big number, 116.5. Not a must-win for him, but you really don't want to be 3 and 5. And just as much as he doesn't want to be 3 and 5, I'd love to be 5 and 3 and really kind of make a playoff push there.
Yeah.
New pieces, still not healthy. Missing Godwin and CMC now. Really hoping Mixon doesn't play, or else my running back 2 spot and flex are going to be pretty weak.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have Christian Kirk. He's on fucking bye. So I might be playing like Michael Gallup with that bum quarterback. I mean, Dave's in a good spot for a win this week. Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill versus the Jets. Like, as many as they want.
Hopefully they run a lot. But yeah. That's probably good for at least 160-yard touchdown right there.
Yeah. Someone's blowing up on that team. Hopefully it's Kelsey. Hopefully it's not Tyreek Hill. I got I am the liquor, but I mean the whole thing with our matchup right now really is Dalvin Cook. If Dalvin Cook doesn't play, which it sounds like he's going to. Yeah. So I was kind of hanging my hat on that because he doesn't have another running back on the bench to put in. He's got 3: Dalvin Cook, Kareem Hunt, and AJ Brown, all questionable. It sounds like they're all going to play. So a little bit of tough break for me, but hey, he's actually 119 projection is the highest projection of the week. Yeah, he's got the backup to Carlos Hyde, like something Dallas.
So he does have one on his bench.
He could play him, but I mean, say Hyde plays, if you really want to split time, Carlos Hyde and some guy we've never heard of, probably not. DJ Dallas. Oh, is that his name? Okay.
Yeah, Deejay. Good football name. Had to spell it out so you understood how to say it. Made it a little easier for you.
But yeah, that's a good matchup. Same thing with you. You're not really trying to fall back after you win 3 in a row. It's a tough time to play the number 1 team in the power rankings.
0-3, I was in a dark place. Just thinking football could be a long, cold fall. 3 and 5, I think, puts me right back in that same place. So trying to do whatever I can to stay out of that.
Yep. All right, next up we've got backup Terry versus Big Dick Nick. 3 and a 4 versus 4 and a 3 matchup again. Matt's projected a hell of a lot more than Klaus. Does he not have a full lineup? Nope, Klaus does have a full lineup at 83 points. That could be the low of the year. He's got some question marks. I mean, Lindsey being out really helps score him.
Kyler Murray doesn't have a game. He needs a quarterback.
Okay. All right, so he won't be the lowest of the week or of the year. I think that's me and you.
He's got 5 guys questionable. He's got a guy with the Rona, and he's got a guy on IR. So he's gonna need to find a quarterback somewhere in there.
Yeah. But yeah, big matchup. But I guess when you slide in the quarterback, it'll be a lot closer. But Matt's in a good spot to get back to 500. Which I'm sure will happen. Let's see what we got next. We got 1 versus 12. You touched on it, but this is a must-win for Dennis. Can't go 2 and 6. Michael Thomas, he needs to come back and drop like 45.
This is the game where like you play your rival and you're like 0 and 8 on the season, but like as long as you beat them, it's like wasn't a bad year. It's all good.
Throw the record book out.
I beat the number 1 team this year. It's all good.
Jeff not setting a lineup really makes it a lot more confusing. but I'm sure he'll be. Dennis is projected 98. Not horrible. We'll see who shows up. Big game tonight for Dennis. So he's going for the double dip on Robbie and TJ or Teddy.
All right, Teddy and Robbie Anderson. We're all rooting for them tonight.
Very Dennis. I know they're playing Atlanta, and maybe the weather's being like overblown, but it would be very Dennis to pick a quarterback in a game where like the ball is like just flying sideways.
It's like an
36 mile an hour. But we'll see. Like you said, if he beats Jeff, then all of a sudden like everybody's back together.
Right. Yep. That would be fantastic for the league.
Yeah, Jeff's only 5-2. Bring him right back to the pack. Dennis would be only a game under 500. So that'll be a fun one to watch. Next up, we got Shiva versus Hunt. Shiva's 4-3. Not put up a ton of points, but like you said, he's trending the right way. Hunt's got some injuries and some buys, so this might be a good time to catch him. He doesn't have a quarterback in right now. So it'll be like almost a pick him, I think, when he does. But yeah, that's a big one. Because if Jesse falls to 500, if he's not scoring points, it could go the other way. Or if his team starts peaking, like you think, he'll be right in it, even potentially fighting for a bye. I mean, right now, 4-3 is a bye if you're the top scoring team.
Yeah.
But next up, Justin's at 4-3. Last matchup we got of the week is Brandon versus Cody. Cody's pulling out all the stops, making moves.
Yeah.
He knows he's got to get it going.
Still got that championship hangover. It's time to turn it around.
Yep. It's gonna be a tough one, but he's got some decent matchups. Matt Ryan tonight again. Like we'll see with the weather.
Miles Sanders versus Dallas has to be a good game. Has to. That's what he's banking on.
Yep. No, I mean he needs him to play. If he doesn't play, then he plugs in Scott, who actually looked fine last week. Don't love him. I played him once this year, and he got me like 0.
Yeah,
or 2.
Sounds about right.
And then Bracken's got the double KC running back, so he's got to hope that they're up 30 and just pounding the ball. But a lot of good matchups. Maybe we'll have a clearer picture after this week. Maybe it'll be a clusterfuck. I think we've been saying that every week, and nothing's happened.
Yeah.
But all right, we'll hit our best bets. I won mine again last week. Ovi lost his again last week. Show goes on.
I'm pretty sure I'm still like 4-2 on the year, but
no, definitely under 500.
Okay,
I think.
We'll go back on the tapes.
I think I've lost 1.
We'll go back on the tapes and double check that. What do you got this week?
You go first. I gotta pick one. I gotta remember who I keyed.
Okay.
There's some trap games this week.
Oh yeah, there are. I'll find your trap game right now. This isn't my pick, but I do like. I don't believe in the Steelers yet. I just don't fucking buy it. I said the Titans last week and they should have got smoked. I just don't believe in the Steelers yet. So I do like the Ravens, but my pick is Buffalo -3.5 at home against New England. New England's in a weak spot right now. Their best players are fucking hitting the road. They've had enough of this bullshit. They don't have a quarterback. They can't stop the fucking run. San Francisco ran right over them last week. So I think Buffalo's just going to come out and do the same thing. 3.5 points is not a lot of points, especially I know there's no crowd, but still at home for Buffalo. I'm going to go with 3.5 there.
I'm trying to find. I cannot find my pick, and I'm drawing a blank looking at the thing. There was one game I did like, and I keyed it on our other pool without even thinking. But I can't find that now. So I'm going to go with.
I haven't done that yet.
I'm going to go with one of the trap games. I'm going to go with the Packers -6. Rodgers is back slinging it. Obviously, you want to get a lead. You want to make Kirk Cousins throw. If they can get up and Dalvin Cook can pound the ball, and if he's healthy, that's not going to be a good spot. But Green Bay's defense looks okay. 1-5 versus 5-1. It seems pretty Joe Public taking the 5-1 team laying under a touchdown.
It's got teaser written all over it.
I don't love that. I really wish I knew what game I really liked because I'm not seeing anything that jumps out. But we'll roll with the Packers. But there's a bunch of games like 49ers 3 against Seattle. That looks like a trap. The Eagles game has gone up from 6.5 to -9 in the pool at 6.5. Like that looks pretty good. So I think it might have been the Saints. I like the Saints a lot. I got a better number. It's 4.5 now. The Bears just really aren't good. I know everyone's probably gonna be everyone's gonna overreact to that Rams game where they looked horrible.
Saints out of the dome though. I don't know.
I feel okay with it, but I'm just gonna go with Green Bay. We'll ride with Rodgers.
right.
Hopefully Will Fuller gets traded tonight and he suits up Sunday, and we got 2 guys going deep. But that's all I've got.
All right.
All right. Good luck, everyone.
Well,
see you next
good luck,
week.
guys. We'll catch you next week.